Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I am your host, Scott. This is episode 288. This is also day 288 in a row of running. So, at the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days in a row, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. And I also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this time frame. Also within this time frame, I've challenged myself to run two big races. One of those races being an ultra marathon 50K trail race. I was able to finish that 31-mile race, the Yankee Springs 50K trail race, on day 156, June 5th. Finished it within 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 22 seconds. And was able to run that race as well as continue the streak of running every single day. Now, the next big race we had coming up is the Detroit Free Press Marathon. And speaking of that, I am doing the Motor City Challenge within that race. And that race is upon us. Tomorrow is the first two races of that race, which will be the competitive 1 mile and the competitive 5K. And then 2 days, not tomorrow, but the next day after that, will be the actual marathon. Really looking forward to this marathon. Really excited to run all three of these races. Officially got down there today and picked up the race packet, got everything, got the gear. So really excited about that. But quickly, let's kind of just talk about miles. Because I told you the goal for the year is 1,500. I told you we're going for 365 days in a row. So even after this race on Sunday, we will still have to run the following day. So let's talk about miles. So I started the taper getting ready for this race last week, but really started at the beginning of this week to really start the hard taper. Was doing 1.5 miles pretty much every single day. Did that again today, 1.5 miles for the day. That put me at 7.6 miles for the week, which put me at 51.8 miles for the month, which put me at 1,295.7 miles for the year. So we're only 204.2 miles away from that 1,500 mile goal. Now, let's quickly focus in on these monthly miles. I said we're at 51.8. Every single month, I challenge myself to do a 100-mile challenge, where I run at least 100 miles that month. And I do it in honor of a charity in which I donate money to. And I also start a coinciding fundraiser to try to raise more money and awareness for that charity. For the first 9 months, was able to raise money for 9 great charities. Now we're here within the 10th month, the month of October, and we're raising money for yet another great charity. The month of October's 100-mile challenge is in honor of Michigan Humane. That is because October is Adopt a Shelter Dog Month, and I'm a huge dog person, really love dogs, and the shelter here locally and throughout the state of Michigan is Michigan Humane. So that is why I chose to do it for this month. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't say here on my tags, but I'm pretty sure I decided to run this year's marathon and everything in honor for Michigan Humane Society as well. So I kind of wanted to coincide those together for this month and all of that. So if you would like to donate to this month's fundraiser for Michigan Humane, you can find the link to do so on the Defining Discipline Instagram story or the Defining Discipline Facebook story or my personal page's Instagram story or Facebook story. Within those stories, you just click on the link. It'll open up the Facebook page where you're able to make your donations. All donations that get made to this cause and this fundraiser go directly to this cause and this fundraiser. Facebook is not taking any portion of your donation, so keep that in mind. All of it is going directly to this cause. Other than that, I do know times are tough. Not everyone is able to, can, and afford to donate right now. If that is your predicament and you'd still like to truly help out, the next best thing you could do is click that share button. We're trying to raise awareness for this cause, and the best way to do that is to get as many people's eyes on it as possible. Clicking that share button really helps out tremendously, guys. It really goes a long way. And even asking others as well to click that share button. Um, and maybe even if you made your donations and you still want to help out, that is a good thing to do as well. Just click that share button. So now that we kind of got that out of the way and we kind of talked about the fundraiser for this month, let's before we get into today's actual episode, let's quickly go over the word of the day today. Merriam-Webster's word of the day for October 15th is embellish. Embellish means to make something more appealing or attractive with fanciful or decorative details. That is the word of the day. And like mostly, because I'm not going to say like always, but like I mostly do, screenshotted it. It's a good word. Knew the word already, but like to save it and maybe we can go back and touch on it later. So today's episode 288. Let's get right into it, guys. Today's theme is mindset. So episode 288 is mindset. And if you can't figure out why, you haven't been paying attention. Today's episode is mindset because that is what I am getting into right now. I am getting into the mindset. I'm putting my body and my mind into the mindset, getting ready for these races. Just visualizing everything that I need and want to do here these next few days. Trying to make sure I'm getting up in time, getting the breakfast I need, getting everything ready. I'm trying to just really, get the muscles loose, get everything, and again, just visualize how I'm going to run these races. I'm in the mindset. Quickly, before we get to it, let's show you the quick numbers. Here we go. This is the 1 mile race tomorrow, number 15065. That is going to be my number for that race. The race right after that, 30 minutes after that, let's go with 22 minutes after that. I'm probably running hopefully an 8-minute mile, hopefully maybe a little bit faster than that. So 22 minutes after that, we'll be doing the 5K. I am number 12065 for that one. And then the following day, after I do both these races, I'm going to go home, get a good night dinner and a good night's sleep. Not a good night dinner, get a good dinner in and a good night's sleep, get some rest in, and try to get up super early to get ready for this big bad boy right here, the 26.2 mile marathon. And this one I'm going to be number 2818. Moved up a couple corrals here. So real excited about that as well. Didn't have to do anything besides ask, so nothing special happened to move up the corrals, but I accidentally put in my estimated pace as the what I ran my previous marathon. It wasn't an official marathon, but it was one I did kind of just timed with me and my buddy. I kind of put it in right where I think I was gonna end up with that one, and not realizing that they kind of were asking what I wanted to shoot for, so I had to go in there and get that changed. So I'm going to be starting in Corral C. So I think they originally had me starting in G, so I moved up quite a bit there on that note. But again, just trying to get into that mindset. Tomorrow and the next day, these days are going to be kind of more of a breeze through. Or not tomorrow, the next day. Tomorrow in the race, both races tomorrow are going to be kind of more of a breeze through. Just kind of going through the motions. Again, going to try to go, fast, but I'm not going to go crazy fast. I'm not trying to burn up all my energy for the following day and the following race, in which I'm trying to hold and sustain a certain pace for 26 miles to really, focus in on that. And again, it's all about getting into the mindset and changing my mindset. So on another note of that, quickly, this is the gear I picked up before I forget. The race gear. I won't be wearing it tomorrow or the next day. Sorry, guys. I will run in it, though. And I will be wearing it around very proudly. Love it. This is the second shirt. I did run a 5K, I think, in 2017 with my wife, but girlfriend at the time. We ran the 5K, and we got a different kind of blue shirt. It was nice and all that, but it was a little bit too blue for me. I kind of like the darker blue. Kind of like this design better as well. We got the actual Belle Isle Bridge with the Detroit skyline, because this year this race, for the fourth time ever in history, is going to only be held within Detroit. Normally, it is an international race where you run here in Detroit and then you run across the Ambassador Bridge into Windsor, Canada, and then run under the tunnel back into Detroit. So it's kind of cool race to run internationally when you go over a bridge and then under the water, under the river in a tunnel to come back and finish in Detroit. That is what normally the race is, but COVID kind of one killed the race all of last year. It didn't happen in 2020, 2021. They brought it back, but we're not able to do the border crossing. So now this is only the fourth time in history we've been in Detroit doing it. So that is kind of also a cool thing to think about and keep in mind. It was kind of deterring me a little bit to do it, thinking I really wanted to go across the border, but then, coming to think of it, I can say I'm one of the four times in history that it was held just in America. And, I can always go back again next year and run or whenever, fingers crossed it's next year, but whenever they open the border race again, where we can go across the border, I could always come back and run this race again. So really looking forward to that. And again, now let's kind of get into the nitty gritty of mindset, and really just changing your mindset. Mindset is such an important thing, and it's over these past few years. I've really honed in on certain things, even about mindset, and how much things that we don't really think about actually can determine and change your mindset. So things that we consume on a daily basis can really affect your mindset. If you're listening, at least what I've noticed when I was listening to a lot of sad and depressing music, which was a lot of what I listened to only ever, you will get sad and depressing thoughts, and you will get not just thoughts, but sad and depressing results in a lot of the things you do. And I really felt as I didn't appreciate a lot of things because of the things I was consuming with that there'll be alcohol, drugs, and the types of music I was listening to, the types of media I was consuming, just even the types of food you consume. All of this matters, and it all starts again with a mindset, especially the things that affect your mind. When you're listening again to depressing things, you're going to be depressed. Your mindset is going to be sad. But if you listen to uplifting things and you change your mindset to be strong, because there's always going to be conflict, there's always going to be a struggle, there's always going to be pain. But if you can really get into the mindset that when it happens, that you're going to use it as strength, you're going to use it as something to make you stronger, and suffer, not necessarily willingly, but yes, willingly. It's not that you just go out and look for pain, but when it happens, you take it, and you take it with all that you have, because you know that when you do come out of it, you're only going to come out of it stronger because of it. So you got to have a good mindset, and a good strong mindset is something, again, that I focus on these last few years. So right now, again, I'm getting into the mental mindset of these races, but overall mindset I've been trying to transfer over these past few years and get into a better mindset and a better outlook on life in general, and a mindset that's going to take me farther along in life instead of shrinking the opportunities within my life. So really having that different type of mindset, that more optimistic mindset, and the mindset of willing to really take on the struggle and find strength within it. That mindset has truly helped me out over these past 2 years, and I'm grateful to have found it and to have truly followed it and tried to stick by it. So that is kind of the rant for the day today. But again, right now the mindset is these next 2 days, getting to bed here pretty soon so I can get up at a decent time tomorrow. Trying to get up a little bit earlier, not as early as I'm going to get up probably on Sunday, but early enough so once I get done with the races and I get done with dinner, I'm ready just to pass out at like 8 p.m. tomorrow. That is the goal, is to get to bed by 8 p.m. so I can be up by 3:34 on Sunday morning to get ready for this big race. So I'm excited. I'm really stoked. I want to thank everyone who's been following along and listening And for everyone who's I've seen it work the past few days. If you've been if you're listening or anything like that, anyone that's been cheering me on, seen a few people before I left today, wishing me luck and everything. I really appreciate it. Really looking forward to getting through this weekend and moving on to the next race. And speaking of that, before we go on any farther and get ready to close this episode out, this is a good thing about mindset. I'm in the mindset of, once I finished my last race, I had this race to look forward to. So the mindset was kind of, transferred right to that. Without having a race lined up after this, I've been kind of, my mindset has kind of been boggled. I've been kind of trying to figure out, what am I going to do after this? I got obviously got to finish the year out and run every single day, but what's the next race? What's the next training schedule going to be like? What's going to keep me pumping out these miles for the next race? And I had a race in mind that happened last year, and I've been looking, and it just hasn't updated. They finally updated. It's supposed to happen on June 30th. I really want to get out there. I clicked on it. They don't have the actual sign up page yet, but they do have the date for it. I'm going to just keep checking it every day to try to get into this race. From what I heard, it's not necessarily an easy race to get into. I don't think it's a super hard race, but I think they do have a limited amount of spots. So I think it's like a first come, first serve. So I'd like to really try to get onto this race. This race is the Pikes Peak 50 miler out in Colorado. That is that is something I really would really like to do. I love this state. Kind of was looking for something even in a different state that I haven't been to yet, but I do love Colorado. Would love to get out there. I love that area. You kind of start right around just under a little bit under Red Rocks, so and kind of go through those mountains and climb up to Pikes Peak and back, a 50-miler run. Really wanted to step it up, so really looking forward to hopefully signing up for that as well. So that is kind of the mindset to transfer into the next race, because that's going to be a 2022 obviously, but not having something lined up after this race has kind of really been weighing heavy on me. So that is kind of in the books for that. Other than that, you guys kind of have the idea for we've talked about mileage today. We've talked about the actual episode about being mindset. I don't want to keep rambling too much longer. We're pretty deep into this episode, and I do got to get to bed, like I said. So looking forward to these next races and to continue on this journey to finish out the year strong. Thank you guys for following along. Like I said, this is episode 288, day 288. Your daily discipline today is to change your mindset. Get in that mindset that you're going to be able to withstand it all. Get in that mindset that you can do whatever you tell yourself is possible. I'm telling you, you can find strength within yourself. There's so many things you can do that you never thought were possible, especially for you, if you just really put yourself into the mindset that you're going to prove yourself wrong. And again, you don't have to go crazy with it. Just me over these past 2 years has transformed so much with my running, from not really running it ever. Basically, I ran a couple 5Ks again with my wife, like I said, a few years back. Nothing serious though, never trained for it. Ran it like really slow, like almost an hour, 45 minutes to 50 minutes, I think, for the 5K. Really ran a little bit, walked, never truly ran. And my running has developed so much over these past 2 years, which I never thought would have been possible, but all it took was really having that mindset and putting in the time. So anything is possible if you just really, really have that mindset and change your mindset and follow that mindset. You got to be really disciplined within following that mindset. You can always tell yourself things are going to happen, but unless you are disciplined and follow along and make it happen, it's not going to happen. So mindset is key, but again, following along with it is also key. So that's your daily discipline for the day today. Other than that, I want to thank you so much for following along and listening. 288 episodes, 288 days, 280 nights tomorrow, the 1 mile, the 5K. So let's get it, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 289. If you guys can, please give the podcast a like, a subscribe, a follow, a share on our Facebook, our Instagram, our TikTok, our YouTube, and whatever other podcast streaming platform you may be listening on or have been listening on. So thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow for, again, 289. This is 288. Stay disciplined. Get your daily discipline done. If you guys can, get your donations in for this month's fundraiser. And again, I'll see you tomorrow for 289 after the 1 mile and the 5K race. Peace out.